Assalamualaikum students, this is Mukhtar Magray with a new topic for class 8th. The topic is weavers, iron smelters and factory owners, and this is online classes of Fayaz Educational Institute, and we will start this topic and we'll complete this lesson into two videos inshallah. We will start it with the introduction. We know it very well as far as the English East India Company is concerned. They came to India as a trading company and slowly occupied the political, entered in the political matters and became the rulers of the India. Late 18th century, the company was buying the goods in India, exported them to the England and European countries, European markets, and out of that they made huge profits by this trade. And afterwards, due to great industrial revolution all over the world, the tremendous growth in textile and iron and steel industries changed the entire situation. Mechanized production of cotton textile made Britain a foremost industrial nations in the 19th century, and Britain became the workshop of the world due to high speed of this high concentration of the mechanized products and all that. And British industrialists begin to see India as a vast market because it has occupied a very large geographical area, and it was the main market as far as the industrial products were concerned. So with the passage of time, these mechanized goods flooded the Indian markets, and because of this manufacturing high concentration of mechanized goods, it affects the Indian crafts and industries negatively. And here is a map which was under this color. The color of this pink is the area in India which was under the British East India Company. The central part Maratha Confederacy over here, Hyderabad is over here, Mysore is over here, and north and northwestern part and northeastern area, these were the areas which were not under the British East India Company. When we look at the Indian textiles and the world market, and we see that the India was the world's largest producer of cotton textile before conquering the Bengal by the British East India Company, and the Indian textiles had a good market in different parts of the world because of its fine quality, florid designs, etc. As far as the important areas where these textiles are sent from the India, or the main importers were the Southeast Asian countries, Java, Sumatra, Penal, and West and the Central Asia. The East India Company and the European trading companies buy these Indian textiles and then send to the European markets and earn huge profits out of it. So far as the craftsmanship and this importance of this Indian textiles and dominance of the Indian textile industry in the world market were concerned, these can be proved with some words, and there is a term, words tell us stories. There are some words which enable us to understand is this industry had a good market in the past or not. Let us see history of Indian textiles through some words. When we look at the Indian textiles, fine cotton made in India was exported to Mosul, which is present day called Iraq, by the Arab merchants. And here from Arab merchants, European trading companies, these traders purchased this cotton textile and then take it with them to the European markets. They called that muslin. They call all these cotton products as muslin. Another example, when Portuguese landed to the west coast of India at Calicut, they came here in search of spices, but afterwards when they go back to their home, they took with them some spices and the textiles, and all these things were called by these Portuguese as calico. And there are many other words such as muslin and calico. There are many words other than these muslin which reveals the reputation of Indian textiles in the world market. So this indicates that Indian textile had a good market before industrialization. And another example is over here. The East India Company in 1730 ordered at least 5,89,000 pieces of clothes of 98 varieties made by cotton as well as silk. And the important ones are chintas, koises, these are the types of clothes, bandana, Kasim Bazar, Patna, Calcutta, these are the names of these clothes, Orissa, Charpuri. Here is this photograph of a chintas type of cloth, and here is the bandana type of cloth. And as far as the Indian textile and the European market is concerned, we know it very well that Indian textile had a good market in Europe, and people prefer to use these Indian textiles. But so far as the silk makers and the wool makers of England is concerned, and when they see the importance and the dominance of the Indian textiles, and their products were not in a position to compete these Indian textiles, they start protesting against the import of Indian cotton textiles. And as we know, the government is the people of the Britishers. In 1722, because of the pressure from all sides, the government of Britain decided to ban the Indian textiles, and they made a law for that was called Calico Act. And this was also the time when these industries had just begun to develop in England. And the English textile producers found it difficult. English textile producers found it difficult compete with the Indian textiles, hence they prevented the entry of Indian textiles into England. And this was the main motive behind their development of their business. And afterwards, the English textile producers start printing Indian designs on white muslin or plain unbleached Indian clothes. In other words, I can say they start copying the Indian designers so that they want to continue the earn money. To overcome the stiff competition from the Indian textiles in the European market, English weavers invented new machines. So this was the only alternative to them. With the new machines, they make clothes cheaper. And after 1764, when spinning jenny was invented, it was a milestone as far as the textile industry is concerned. It revolutionized the textile industry. It helped them to make clothes cheaper, easier, and with high pace. In 1786, the invention of steam engine also revolutionized the textile industry particularly, and this steam engine was invented by Richard Arkwright. Clothes could not be woven cheaply in immense quantities. So far as the machines are concerned, it was not possible even for machinists to manufacture such clothes which are having some extraordinary designs. And Dutch and French as well as the English trading companies made huge profits from the textiles. Afterwards, these companies purchased in the beginning. These companies purchased the cotton and the silk textiles in India against the silver. But when the British East India Company got the Diwani power, when they entered in the political matters of India, when the political power of Bengal was given to the British East India Company, it stopped paying for it with the precious metals. Simply, the company collected the revenue from the peasants and zamindars, and the revenue collected by them, they used it for buying the Indian textiles, and this helped them to save the economy. And now another topic, Indian weavers. As far as Indian weavers are concerned, these are specialized people as far as weaving is concerned, and these people pass their skills from one generation to another generation. These are the habit of these people. Their children prefer to be the part of the weaving because it enables them to earn their livelihood. And some of the important weaving communities in India includes Tatis, weavers of Bengal, Jolhas or Momin weavers of North India, Sale and Kaikolar and Devangs of South India. This sort of weaving includes spinning. This was done mostly by the women, first in charkhas, After this spinning, cloth weaving was there, which was weaving was there. This was done mostly by the men. And rangaris are there. These were the people who colored the textiles and the threads. They dye them. And another type of people who are involved in this textile industry are called chipigaras. Uh, for printing printed cloths, the weavers needed the help of specialized block printers, and these specialized block printers were known as chipigaras. As far as this handloom industry is concerned, textile industry is concerned, handloom industry is concerned, it was the main source of livelihood to the millions of Indian people. Inshallah, in next video we will continue with the topic the decline of Indian textile industries, and we will know there how this textile industry, which had a good market in the Europe, which was the main source of millions of Indian people, how this declined with the passage of time. All this will be discussed in next video, inshallah.